The auditorium was bursting with lights, cameras, and thousands of excited fans when it happened. Yang slammed his mic on the stand, leaned forward, and said loudly, "I'm not with Wang Churan." For a moment, the world seemed to stop. People in the front row gasped. A wave of whispers spread instantly across the hall. No one had expected him to start the night like this. It felt like a confession, or a warning. And yet, the look on his face showed something deeper, something heavier than a simple denial. He wasn't angry. He wasn't defensive. He looked as if he had been carrying this truth for too long, and finally found the courage to release it. But the moment he said those words, the screens behind him flashed with messages from fans, theories, rumors, screenshots, and old photos. Everything he had been silent about for months was now staring back at him. And Yang knew there was no going back. He took a slow breath and continued speaking, his voice steadier now. He said he owed everyone an explanation, not because he was required to, but because silence had allowed too many people to control the story of his life. He explained how every gesture, every co-star, every behind-the-scenes moment had been twisted into something else. And the rumor tying him to Wang Churan had become the loudest of them all. Fans listened, frozen. Even the staff backstage looked stunned. Few celebrities ever addressed rumors so directly. Fewer still did it live, in front of a full crowd, with cameras rolling. Yang said the rumor had affected his work, his peace, and even the people he cared about. He clarified calmly that he respected Wang Churan as a colleague, nothing more. They had acted together, they had laughed on set, they had worked hard to create good scenes, but the idea that they were secretly together had never been true. He explained how he had stayed silent because he didn't want to feed drama or encourage gossip. But the silence had turned into something else: pressure, misunderstanding, and endless speculation. He said he was tired of being portrayed as a character in a story he never wrote. The audience softened. Some people nodded. Others looked emotional. A few even clapped in support. But Yang wasn't finished. In fact, the most shocking part was only beginning. He said the rumor didn't just affect him, it hurt someone else. Someone who had supported him quietly for years. Someone who avoided the spotlight but stood by him during his toughest moments. Someone the public had never connected to him, and he wanted to protect her. Fans gasped again. Who was he talking about? A friend? A longtime love? A secret partner? He didn't reveal her name, and he didn't need to. The message was clear: the rumor about him and Wang Churan had overshadowed someone important to him, and he wanted everyone to understand the damage it caused. Yang then shared how fame can twist ordinary moments into dramatic headlines. He said he wasn't angry with fans, he understood their curiosity and excitement, but he wanted everyone to remember that actors are human beings too, with personal lives that deserve respect. He talked about the difficulty of balancing work, privacy, and emotional well-being. How every relationship, friendship, and partnership is carefully analyzed by strangers. How something as simple as a shared smile can turn into a worldwide headline. And how draining it becomes when fiction replaces truth. Slowly, the room shifted from shock to empathy. People were listening not as fans, but as humans. Yang said all he wanted moving forward was clarity, fairness, and peace. He hoped his statement would end the confusion and allow everyone to appreciate his work without attaching unnecessary stories to his life. He reassured fans that he valued their support deeply, and that honesty didn't mean distance, it meant respect. The hall grew quiet as he closed his eyes for a moment, gathering his final thoughts. When he looked up again, his expression had softened. He thanked everyone for listening. He said he wanted the truth to live longer than rumors. He promised to focus on his projects, his growth, and the people who genuinely cared about him. And then, with a small smile that carried relief, he added, "I hope one day, when I'm ready, I'll tell you about the person who truly matters to me. But today, I just needed to clear the air." The crowd erupted, not with gossip, but with understanding applause. The energy in the room shifted completely. Yang seemed lighter, calmer, almost like a man who had just freed himself. Backstage, his team exchanged surprised looks, but none of them tried to stop him. They knew the truth too. And they knew he needed this moment. As Yang walked off the stage, fans recorded every second, not to create new rumors, but because they had witnessed one of the rarest events in celebrity culture: honesty, vulnerability, and courage. And while the internet would explode within minutes, everyone who had been in that hall felt the same thing. This wasn't drama. This wasn't gossip. This was a man finally taking back his voice. As Yang walked backstage, the cheers still echoing behind him, he paused in the narrow hallway. He pressed a hand against the wall and took a deep breath, letting the weight of everything sink in. It felt strange finally saying words he had swallowed for months. For the first time in a long while, he didn't feel like he was acting. He felt human, bare, honest, relieved. One of the staff members approached him with wide eyes, unsure whether to praise him or panic. Yang just gave a tired smile and said he was fine. But inside, emotions were swirling. He wondered how the world would react in the next hour. He knew headlines would appear instantly, but he didn't regret anything. The truth had been trapped inside him for too long. He continued walking until he reached a quiet storage room where he usually hid during stressful moments. Inside, his manager was waiting. His manager had watched the entire speech from the sidelines, frozen in disbelief. For a moment, the two men just looked at each other in silence. Then the manager sighed deeply and said he hoped Yang felt lighter now. Yang nodded. He admitted that he had been scared for months, scared of disappointing fans, scared of fueling drama, scared of dragging someone innocent into the spotlight. But he said that fear had slowly turned into something worse: frustration. He couldn't keep pretending everything was fine. When rumors grow bigger than the truth, they turn into cages. His manager asked about the person he had mentioned on stage, the one the rumors had hurt. Yang hesitated. He didn't say her name, but he described her: someone gentle, private, someone who disliked attention but supported him quietly. She had stood by him during exhausting shoots, late-night rehearsals, and moments when he doubted himself. She never asked for anything in return. She only wanted him to be happy. When the rumors about him and Wang Churan exploded, that quiet person started withdrawing.